Life dismisses men. What the f*** are you talking about? Nobody gives a shit about men. Don't believe me? Most homeless people are men. Most people that suffer are men. The thing with feminists that they fail to understand is that feminists typically look at like the best men that are doing the best and be like, see, look, all these guys are overrepresented in wealth and everything else like that. But they forget to mention that most poor people, most people that are low IQ, most people that suffer, we dominate both spectrums of the curve, whether it's the most exceptional or the most mediocre. Men dominate. Women are able to play in a happy middle ground. But life dismisses men more than women. So over here talking about, oh, the patriarchy this, the patriarchy that's dismissive. No, they're not. I would argue that we are far more receptive to female issues than male issues.
Do I want a part-time boyfriend who isn't seeing anybody else and only does things when I want to, but otherwise kind of leaves me alone and doesn't make a mess of my house? Yes, I do. Do I want to be single? No. Do I want to be married? No. Do I want a part-time boyfriend who isn't seeing anybody else and only does things when I want to, but otherwise kind of leaves me alone and doesn't make a mess of my house? Yes, I do.
Yeah, see, and this is why women are, bro, this is the crazy part about like TikTok really exposes like female stupidity, bro. It really does. Like TikTok is like completely exposed women for being, you know, it's like they just expose themselves for being morons every day, bro. You know what I mean? Here's another one. Like this is all Brian Atlas does is he posts like women being on TikTok, which is hilarious.
The men everywhere need to be studied. I was going to say Chicago, but I don't want to keep it into small terms. Like I think all of the men need to be studied everywhere. And this is why. I was out with my friend Saturday night, minding my own business, you know, doing what I will. And I felt a little tap on my shoulder. I was approached at the bar, which I welcome. But we were talking and everything was going great. And then he's like, well, why don't you sell me on yourself? Like, sell me on yourself. I'm like, sell me on myself? Can you came up to me? Sell yourself. The men everywhere need to be studied. I was going to say Chicago, but I don't want to keep it into small terms. Like I think all of the men need to be studied everywhere.
And this is why women can't get boyfriends, bro.
And this is why. I was out with my friend Saturday night, minding my own business, you know, doing what I will. And I felt a little tap on my shoulder. I was approached at the bar, which I welcome.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, this girl looks like a rabbit, right? Like this girl is very average looking, nothing special, right? I've told y'all before, you fuck one white girl, you fuck them all pretty much.
But we were talking and everything was going great. And then he's like, well, why don't you sell me on yourself? Like, sell me on yourself. I'm like, sell me on myself? Can you came up to me? Sell yourself. The men.
Yeah, and this is why women can't get guys, bro. You know what I mean? Girls have no game, chat. I'm telling y'all, man. Girls have no game, dude. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking like, wait, you mean like rizzing guys or whatever? Well, that's a part of it. But when I say women have no game, I mean as in women have no ability to retain men long term. Okay? Girl game is the ability to keep a guy around. Okay? That is girl game. Most women do not have this skill set at all. At all. Okay? I'll take it a step further. Not only do women not have girl game, it's almost frowned upon for women to have the retention skills. It's frowned upon, okay? Women are not encouraged to keep a guy around. They're not encouraged to be able to keep a boyfriend long term. You want to know what they call these women? They call them pick-me's. Yeah, man. Like these women literally have zero ability to retain men. And any girl that does, they call them a pick-me and make fun of them. So women are ridiculed for keeping a guy around and keeping their guy happy. Like, I'll give you guys an example. If a girl's with a group of girls and says, yeah, I cook for my guy, I do his laundry, I do everything, right? A lot of women are going to be like, why? Why are you doing that, right? That's going to be the response. Why? Because the general sentiment in today's day and age in modern day society is women should not be doing anything for the express pleasure of their guy at all, okay? You should not be doing anything for men. It should literally be men do everything for you. They have to win you over, all this right? It's an insane entitlement complex. Now, here's the thing. If women weren't, right? If they weren't or they weren't like so insufferable, this would make sense. But since they're and they don't do what they're supposed to do, it changes things around significantly. So the dynamics are all fucked up. And women want us to play old rules. Like they want us to act like gentlemen when the rules have changed. They want us to pay full price for a depreciated asset, you know?
Themselves the good ones. Because my last post about this went down such a treat. Patriarchy is the water that women are swimming in every day of their lives. I have some suggestions for you to make this less for us. But quick caveat, because there's always some pushback, men can be abused too. Totally. But that's not what this post is about. Truth is, you do not and cannot know what it's like to walk around in a patriarchal culture in a female body. So please accept this. Don't get defensive. Don't invalidate our experience by making this about you. Manage your defensiveness and focus on holding space for our feelings. Listen to understand our experience without making it about you as you try to separate yourself from the perpetrators by clearing your good name. This automatically takes the focus off what we're feeling and experiencing and makes it about you. Don't do that. So, what we need you to understand, allyship is not passive, it's active. Doing nothing explicitly sexist or bad is not allyship. If you're passive in the presence of everyday sexism in the form of banter or misogynistic jokes, dismissiveness, objectification of women, then you're complicit and therefore not an ally. Women notice when men are silent. Not being outwardly problematic yourself in comparison to a lot of dudes doesn't automatically mean you're a good guy or an ally. Your inaction and silence, you being passive in the face of sexism, is registered by us and translates as support for it. And allowing microaggressions, gender bias, sexism, all that stuff to slide isn't just being complicit in sexism, it's cowardice. So please roll up your sleeves and get in the mud with us, because we're up in here doing it and we do not have a choice, except that you'll feel uncomfortable. You might lose friends. You might be called dramatic. You might be told you're overreacting, being too sensitive. You might be called a simp. You might be excluded from friendship groups or spaces. This discomfort and inconvenience to you is minor compared to the harm women and children live with.
I know, guys, it's painful. I know it's painful. Don't worry, though. We're going to break this down because this is actually kind of crazy.
Work requires integrity over belonging, truth over comfort. It means risking your standing with other men. It could jeopardize your ticket to the boys' club. But if you aren't using your privilege and power as a man to rebel against the patriarchal scripts and rules in place, are you really an ally or a good man or a brave man or a strong man? We would love it if you cultivated a vigilance that all women have inbuilt from a young age towards discriminatory behaviours, so that when, not if, they occur, you can notice them for what they are and be ready to respond to them. Not because we can't handle it ourselves, but because we shouldn't have to. And because men calling out other men on this stuff is proven to be more effective than when women do it. And yeah, it's exhausting when you realise how often this everyday sexism is happening all around us all the time. But think about how we feel. So let this be a little nudge to say something next time and show women around you that you notice, that it's not okay, and that you're actually willing to put some skin in the game and do something about it. That's what true allyship looks like. And
all right. So let me see here. Top J Mark, some of these feminists just say they just need to the change. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, some of these girls need some dick. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So let's go ahead and go through this because there's so much in here. It's actually insane. And actually this is why when I tell you guys that, like, you know, women should have positions of power or they can't be in leadership roles or whatever, like, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. I would argue it's one of the most pernicious social movements we have in society. Okay. By far, because it's typically the battering ram for all the other. Okay. Is the battering ram to all the other toxic, awful leftist ideologies, because on face value, giving women equality, etc., it looks like a noble thing. Like, oh my God, we're treating 50% of the population as equals. Like, this is the right thing to do, right? What we don't realize is, unfortunately, that other 50% does not deserve the equality, and they're not equal. They're just not. And the real red pill is realizing that they don't want the equality. Okay, that's the real red pill. They don't want it. They say they want it, but they actually don't, okay? Because this video right here proves exactly that they don't want it. She's complaining about sexism while literally perpetuating sexism. Why? She wants preferential treatment, which in of itself is sexism. That's the crazy part. That's the insane part about this. Because here's the other ugly reality about sexism. Sexism inherently benefits women for the most part, okay? We lower standards. We have DEI, affirmative action. Right? We water things down so that women can participate. Sexism doesn't really benefit men at all. It doesn't. The only thing I could think of where sexism benefits men is like we can have sex with girls without like being judged. That's like the only like double standard that doesn't benefit women. But again, for you to have sex with a lot of girls is hard. Most guys can't even do it. But I would argue sexism inherently benefits women. Inherently benefits women. Because if we actually had to like put women against men in every like situation, men are going to beat women in most things. We're just better than them in almost everything. So sexism exists a lot of times to level the playing field for women to even compete because they can't in most situations, unfortunately. But let's see what this Australian woman has to say, which, by the way, for all my Australians in here, you are cooked, bro. Your country is cooked, dude. Holy man.
For the men who consider themselves the good ones, because my last post about this went down such a treat. Patriarchy is the water that women are swimming in every day of their lives.
Yeah, and you benefit from the patriarchy because you're able to get preferential treatment while simultaneously not having to contribute to the establishment. The entire infrastructure is there for you, so you can go ahead and say the that you're saying in front of a smartphone. Oh, which, by the way, was created by men. Like, women will sit there and complain about the patriarchy, but the patriarchy has allowed them to complain in the first place. We've civilized the world so much that you can sit in front of a camera phone talking about the patriarchy. What? Women don't create. They don't make anything.
I have some suggestions for you to make this less.
Fuck your suggestions. Nobody cares. This is why women can't have power. See, I'm not going to be a like these other like, oh, no, we champion women. No, bro, no. You guys can't have power. You guys are retarded. Because she's about to make a whole bunch of claims based on feelings. Okay? Her entire argument is going to be based on feelings. You can't run a society like that. Can't run a society based on feelings. You can't. And this is precisely why females can't have power. They can't. They can't, dude.
For us, but quick caveat, because there's always some pushback, men can be abused too. Totally. But that's not what this post is about.
But no one gives a fuck about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when men are abused because we understand it is what it is. It's part of being a man, okay?
Truth is, you do not and cannot know what it's like to walk around in a patriarchal culture in a female body.
Oh, actually, no, I kind of do. Women get everything handed to them. They have an enormous amount of privilege that men will never have. They're able to double dip and be able to act like a feminist when it serves them and enter the workforce and make just as much money, if not more, when things are all equated. Or they could choose to, rear children and be a stay-at-home wife. So they're able to double dip, okay? The patriarchy allows them choice versus that same patriarchy does not allow men that choice. Okay? So actually, yes, I do know what it's like for women to be in this patriarchy that you claim about. Here's another thing, feminists, that you don't understand, is that unlike women, men have to understand women to get sexual access. Women don't have to understand men. I'm going to say that again. Unlike women, men have to understand women to get sexual access. Women, on the other hand, don't have to understand men to get sexual access. What does that mean? That means that a woman can go her entire life and not understand nor care about what men are looking for, like Meg Thee Stallion's done clearly, being ghetto on for so long, still was able to get male access, right? Versus men, we cannot do that. We have to figure shit out. We have to, okay? So the patriarchy that you claim oppresses you so much literally has set it up so well where you don't even have to understand what the patriarch wants. Oh my God, sounds so oppressive. You don't even have to know what your oppressor wants. Isn't that crazy, chat? Isn't that crazy?
So please accept this. Don't get defensive. Don't invalidate our experience by making this about you.
Definitely going to invalidate your experience because you're still see, that's the other thing too. Women can't take constructive criticism when they say dumb. Hence why she's saying, oh, don't invalidate this by making this about yourself. This isn't about making it myself. It's about you not understanding yourself because you're stupid. Okay? Privilege is divisible to those that have it, and women have the utmost privilege. Okay? Women have all the same rights and privileges as men. Okay? As a matter of fact, I can't think of a right or a privilege that men have that women don't. Okay? If we're really going to go down that, we're going to really go down that rabbit hole. But I can think of privileges and rights that women have that men don't. Men must be successful, or else there's no sexual access. Women don't have to be. Women can kill a baby at any time. Men can't. A man can say, hey, I want to keep the baby. She can say, fuck you and kill the baby. Or on the other side, he can say, hey, I don't want the baby. And she says, no, we're going to have the baby and put us on child support. That's insane privilege that men don't have. Women choose who lives and who dies. I would argue that's almost privilege. But that's fine. Let's continue on. Some patriarchy, right? Some patriarchy that doesn't benefit women at all.
You manage your defensiveness and focus on holding space for our feelings.
Your feelings. Your feelings. That's the problem. This is all based on feelings, not facts. You can sit there and talk about the oppressive patriarchy, but I've demonstrated via fact all the privileges and benefits that women have that men don't. Yet you claim that this is some oppressive patriarchy. This argument is so yes, we are going to invalidate your feelings because how you feel is based on how I can't control that. Right? If it's a beautiful day outside and it's 80 degrees and they'll tell you, hey, it's a great day outside, it's beautiful. And you're like, no, I don't like it. Well, I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. It's a great sunny day outside. You don't want to go outside and play, even though the weather's great. I can't control that. Only you can control your feelings, okay? Just because you feel like something is a certain way doesn't mean that it's true. Just because you feel like you're oppressed in this patriarchy doesn't mean that you're actually oppressed. And this is why I can't take women seriously most of the time. They're too to realize that they actually have all the cards.
Listen to understand our experience
Oh, no, I definitely understand, which is why I'm able to debunk it. But let's go ahead and listen to what you got to say anyway.
without making it about you as you try to separate yourself from the perpetrators by clearing your good name.
You don't even understand how great you have it, okay? You do not understand how great you have it. The fact that you're sitting here saying, like, don't invalidate my feelings, f- your feelings. This is the problem with women. They interpret the world through their feelings. And guess what? Their feelings change every minute based on their period, based on how things smell. Your feelings change every minute. And a lot of times, they might not be based upon reality. It could be based on your menstrual cycle. It could be based on how you feel that day. It could be based on you having a cramp or not, okay? Like I said before, just because you feel bad doesn't mean that it's not beautiful and 80 degrees outside. And this is the issue with women. They don't understand how easy they have it in 2026. Men have to fight tooth and nail to get everything in the world. We have to fight for everything. Women don't, okay? They have an insane level of privilege and benefit just for being a female that men will never get, okay? And this is why I think they need to be oppressed, because they have all this power, and what are they doing with it? Being idiots, not having kids, putting their career forward to do underwater basket weaving. The birth rates are the lowest they've ever been. They don't contribute to infrastructure. There's a reason why, since the beginning of time, women have not had full-fledged rights like men do. And as we've allowed women to get more and more power and more liberal, we become more and more liberal, we give women more and more power, we give them more and more privilege. What's happened? Society's tanked.
This automatically takes the focus off what we're feeling and experiencing and makes it about you.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're feeling, okay? Nobody gives a what you're feeling, dude. Women have it better now than ever before.
Don't do that. So, what we need you to understand.
Okay, now she's going to get into it. She gave her caveats. She gave her a little disclaimer in the beginning, bunch of stuff, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and see what her actual arguments are. Now that she wasted 48 seconds of this 3-minute video, 1/3 almost gone on her giving disclaimers and other in the beginning.
Allyship is not passive, it's active. Doing nothing explicitly sexist or bad is not allyship. If you're passive in the presence of everyday sexism in the form of banter or misogynistic jokes, dismissive.
I don't see you complaining about sexism when we lower the standards so you bitch be cops. I don't see any complaints when we lower the standards in the military so you guys can join the military. Get benefits, right? Get all the same benefits, get paid the same, even though you're inferior, even though you can't drag a wounded male soldier 200 pounds to safety. You get paid just as much as he does, huh? I don't see any complaints about sexism when you walk into a bar and people offer you drinks for free. I don't see any sexism when you're able to go into bars for free. I don't see any sexism when men offer to give you gifts or take you out on dates and pay for everything, huh? I love how she's complaining about misogynistic jokes. Okay, guys might make some misogynistic jokes, but let's be honest here. They make those misogynistic jokes in private. Women, on the other hand, can make misandric jokes all day with no consequence. She probably doesn't even know what misandry means. Objectification of women. Who objectifies women themselves? Excuse me, let me rephrase that. Who objectifies women? They do themselves. Women objectify women.
That was easy.
Whenever you guys post a bikini picture of yourself on Instagram, or you go on OnlyFans, or you whore yourself out when you're streaming, or you dress provocatively on social media for likes and attention, it's women that objectify themselves first every single time, okay? Men cannot objectify a woman unless she objectifies herself first. And for some odd reason, women do not understand this. You must objectify yourself first before man can objectify you. That's how it goes, okay? Typically, when women are objectified, it's in reciprocation for them objectifying themselves first. They dress like a whore, men respond accordingly, okay? And I would argue when it comes to dismissiveness, men are far more dismissive of other men than women. Okay? Let a guy go into a police station. Oh, my girlfriend's beating me. They're going to laugh him out of the station. My girl sexually assaulted me. What? Get out of here. Let a woman go in and say that she was assaulted. Let a woman go in and say that she was raped or anything else like that. They're going to take that very seriously. I would argue it's actually the other way around. Men are dismissed. She's complaining about dismissiveness. Bro, people dismiss men all the time. I think in the United States of America, there's one battered men's shelter. Meanwhile, there's hundreds all across the country for battered women's shelters. Life dismisses men. The fuck are you talking about? Nobody gives a shit about men. Don't believe me? Most homeless people are men. Most people that suffer are men. See, the thing with feminists that they fail to understand is that feminists typically look at like the best men that are doing the best and be like, see, look, all these guys are overrepresented in wealth and everything else like that. But they forget to mention that most poor people that are low IQ, most people that suffer, we dominate both spectrums of the curve, whether it's the most exceptional or the most mediocre. Men dominate, okay? Women are able to play in a happy middle ground, but life dismisses men more than women. She's over here talking about, oh, the patriarchy this, the patriarchy that is dismissive. No, they're not. I would argue that we are far more receptive to female issues than male issues. And society shows that with the amount of programs that we have for women. There are scholarships out there for women only, okay? I've never seen those scholarships that are only open for men. And if it is open for men, he's going to have to be like or Muslim or some shit like that. They're going to have some other type of factor for them to qualify for that scholarship. But women have way more opportunities than men do. Out of here, dismissiveness. Society dismisses men way more than it dismisses women. Way more, not even close.
Objectification of women.
Women objectify themselves. That's why they get objectified. That's why people objectify them in response. Women objectify themselves. And they do it for a great profit, by the way. When women objectify themselves, they make quite a bit of money. Quite a bit of money. Women can choose to use their brains, but do they? No. How many women have we seen that do OnlyFans with a fucking college degree? How many women have we seen that do that themselves on the internet despite having a degree or having an education? Can men do that? No. If you're a guy, you gotta fucking work, bro. Too bad. You don't like your job, you don't like your degree, whatever. Too bad, you gotta work. Women always have the ultimate trump card where they can hold themselves out for money. Men can't do that. So this objectification that she's complaining about, it actually inherently benefits women only.
Then you're complicit and therefore not an ally.
No. Women are the ones that are complicit in the objectification, okay? And they make a lot of money doing it.
Women notice when men are silent. Not
more of them need to speak up and say that you're and entitled. That's what they need to do.
being outwardly problematic yourself in comparison to...
Anyone that uses the word problematic is a okay? Oh my God, dude. Only use problematic, bro. Like, unless you're a lawyer, you should never be using problematic. Liberal use problematic. Such
a lot of dudes doesn't automatically mean you're a good guy or an ally.
We don't want to, see, here's the thing. We don't want to be an ally for okay? None of us, no real wants to be a ally for is okay? It's it doesn't work. It destroys society. Women are dumb. They can't have power, okay? You're literally making an argument based on your feelings right now. Talking about dismissiveness, misogynism, blah, blah, all the misogyny, all this other. Like, bro, women have it better than any other group of people, bro. And as a white female, you have it better than anybody, okay? As a white female, you have it better than anybody. The most protected, coddled, entitled class of human being on earth is the white female.
Inaction and silence, you being passive in the face of sex.
No, not, you know why a lot of guys are passive? Because they know that they just don't want to say anything. Because they know that feminists are stupid and they don't adhere to reality and that you guys are literally have all the benefits and privileges, yet you guys still find something to bitch about.
Sexism?
Women have it better than anyone else ever. They have the most comfortable, coddled life ever, okay?
Is registered by us and translates as support for it. And allowing microaggressions.
Like I said before, sexism only benefits women, bro. Sexism does not benefit men at all. Sexism inherently benefits women.
Gender bias, sex.
Because sexism exists to benefit women, whether it's chivalry, chauvinism, chivalry. You can even make the argument a little bit with chauvinism because women still get treated as princesses in that regard. Sexism inherently benefits women, bro. The most sexist guys understand that they need to pay for everything. The most sexist guys understand that they're supposed to protect women. The most sexist guys are going to let women leave a building if it's on fire first.
Sexism, all that stuff to slide, isn't just being complicit in sexism, it's coward.
Yeah, because here's the thing that this feminist doesn't understand. If she's getting her ass whooped, it's going to be the sexist guys that are going to jump in that break it up. It's going to be the sexist guys that are going to come in and attack the other guy that attack her. It's going to be the sexist guys that she's going to want to call when 911 when she calls 911. When someone breaks into her house, it's going to be the sexist guys that are going to come in and make shit happen, okay? Because they understand through sexism that she's inferior to them physically, so they need to step up and protect her.
So please roll up your sleeves and get in the mud with us, because We're up in here doing it and we do not have a choice.
You're not doing anything, bro. It's funny that she used that. Actually, as a matter of fact, her using the phrase "roll up your sleeves and get in the mud with us." That's actually a sexist comment in itself. Because who rolls up their sleeves and gets to work? See, these are hypocrites, bro. That's a sexist comment in of itself. If we want to be and tone police like these liberals do, see, the issue is this: what these liberals don't understand is they can't even adhere to their own lunacy. The phrase "roll up your sleeves and get to work" is a sexist term. It's just that they don't look at it as sexist because it's male down. It's a male centered term. Like, yo, they can't even adhere to their own rules, bruh. Roll up your sleeves and get in the mud with us. Rolling up your sleeves is a sexist phrase if we want to play this game. See, this is why liberalism doesn't work. See how much of a hypocrite she already is? As a matter of fact, if you want to sit here and talk about, oh, let's fight against sexism, why do we got to get involved? Aren't women equal to men? Why do we got to get involved? You should be able to handle this yourself. The fact that you're coming to me to fix a problem, it's sexist in itself. Don't you dare look at me as a man who's a problem solver and a deductive problem solver and rational. How dare you assume that? How dare you assume that? This video in itself is sexist. See the hypocrisy? This is why liberalism doesn't work, chat. This is why progressivism doesn't work. The fact she's making this video in the first place to ask men for help in this topic is sexist of itself. Incredible. Incredible. How dare you use the stereotype that men are deductive problem solvers and rational and that we have to come and fix this? How dare you? Ma'am, that is sexist. This video is sexist. What do you mean roll up your sleeves? That implies that I have to wear sleeves. See how this is? See how this is? This is why liberalism is canceled. This is why liberalism is it doesn't make sense because literally this video in itself is antithetical to her message. She's complaining about sexism while making a video talking to men to fix the problem and roll up their sleeves, which in of itself is sexist. What? It's like me making a video, right? Hey, ladies, I need your help. We live in this patriarchy, right? We live in this matriarchy. I'm in the chef world. I'm a chef and I need help. I need you guys to stop judging us men as inferior cooks. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. We need your help, ladies. Okay? Men can be chefs too. Men can cook too and make sandwiches. Okay? Help a brother out. I'm tired of the sexism that I'm enduring while I'm cooking all the time. Right? They'd laugh me out the room. They're like, get the fuck out of here. Ladies, please help me. I'm struggling. I'm an up-and-coming chef, and all the women make fun of me and say, get back in the fucking garage. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to make sandwiches too. And they laugh at me. Yeah, I know top chefs are men, but I'm trying to give a good example here. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. These women are sexist. They're not giving me a chance. I want to make sandwiches too.
Except that you'll feel uncomfortable. You might lose friends. You might be called dramatic. You might be told you're overreacting, being too sensitive.
Yeah, they are.
You might be called a simp. You might be excluded from friendship groups or spaces. This discomfort and inconvenience to you is minor compared to the harm women and children live with.
There's no harm that you live with. You live the most privileged and easy life ever. You're talking to us on a smartphone, complaining about inequality when there is no inequality. If anything, there's inequality when it comes to men versus women.
This work requires integrity over belonging, truth over comfort. It means risking your standing with other men. Okay, so if we're gonna go truth over comfort, women have more privileges and accesses than men do in every first world English speaking country. Okay, to include Australia, bitch. That's the truth. So get over yourself. Okay, if you want to talk about the truth over comfort, women have more access in Australia and every Western country, by the way, every Five Eyes country. They have more privileges and access than men do. That's the truth. Get over yourself. And it could jeopardize your ticket to the boys' club. But if you aren't using your privilege and power as a man to rebel against the patriarchal scripts and...
That's sexist. Why would you assume that I have all this power and privilege like you claim? That's sexist. That's sexist. See, sexism is good for her when it helps her out. See that, chat? See the hypocrisy already?
Rules in play. Are you really an ally or a good man or...
No, we're not an ally. And to be honest with you, any guy that claims to be an ally of feminists is just trying to get laid, bro.
Bombocad!
Okay, just trying to get their fucking talk, bro. Nobody's really an ally of feminists. It's a fucking scam.
Brave man or a strong man. We would love it if you cultivated a vigilance that all women have inbuilt from a young age towards discriminatory behaviours so that when, not if, they occur, you can notice them for what they are and be ready to respond to them. Not because we can't handle it ourselves.
That's precisely why you're asking, because you can't handle it yourselves. So you're being sexist and saying that you need a guy to do it. Why do you got to come to me? Why? Because we fix all the other problems? This is sexist that you're coming to me.
But because we shouldn't have to. And
oh, female privilege? Sexism again. Here she goes with that female privilege because we shouldn't have to. Bro, this is contradicting herself all over the place. See, this is why, see, do you guys see why I don't believe in equality anymore? Well, honestly, I never believed in it, but you guys see why the concept of equality is see what I mean? She's contradicted herself several times in this fucking video. This is why men have to have all the power, bro. I'm telling you guys, this is why men must maintain societal dominance and power. We have to.
Because men calling out other men on this stuff is proven to be more effective than when women do it. And yeah, it's exhausting when you realize how often this everyday sexism is happening all around us all the time. But think about how we feel. So let this be a little nudge to say something next time and show women around you that you notice that it's not okay and that you're actually willing to put some skin in the game and do something about it. That's what true allyship looks like, and it won't go unnoticed by us. For the men.
Yeah, her making this video in itself is sexist, bro. So